Good evening, Melissa. Hello.
Good, Pastor.
How are you doing?
I'm early today, Pastor.
Good. Well, thank you for being on. Even if you come late, you're always on time.
So, how are you doing, Pastor?
I am blessed and highly favored. Hello, Sudi. How are you?
Hi.
Enjoying this day that I've created so y'all can rejoice and be glad in it?
Yep. Yes.
Such a wonderful day creating today.
Mm.
So much fun. And then loving all the testimonies that I've heard from various people that listen to the teaching that don't have the time to get on Sunday or Monday, but they still hear the teaching. Some come during the week. But today I got like 5 testimonies of it's working. It's, Pastor got blessed with this and I can't believe this worked this fast. So thank y'all for trusting the teaching, and it is a great blessing.
Yes. Yes.
How's your day been? Enough about me.
Today is a lazy day.
Lazy day? All right. Nothing wrong with a lazy day. I passed my violin test today. Yay!
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm growing up to be a big violinist now. Hello, Anton. How are you?
Hi. I just got home, so I'm eating dinner right now.
Take your time. You can block yourself if you want, so you can enjoy your meal. Welcome home. Thank you, Lord, for letting Anson come home safely. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Melissa, how's your day?
Oh, it's been good. It's so funny, right? That me and Lily was talking, and then guess what? I guess the universe did not want us to talk,
Mm-hmm.
and all our phones ring.
They ring?
All our phones.
At the same time?
Yes. At first was her house phone rang, and then I carry 2 phones, so the other phone rang, and then my house phone rang.
Mm-hmm.
So we say, okay, we're gonna stop talking.
Synchronicity. But did you notice the time?
Yeah.
What time was it?
It was 10. No, there's no sequence in the number.
No, tell me the time.
What time was it?
I just need to check the WhatsApp talk, right?
Oh,
It's yeah, about 10:18.
10:18. So you got 1018. Those are good numbers.
Yeah, it's okay, 10:19. But we are very sensitive. I mean, we're spontaneous. We say, okay, we're gonna get busy. Okay, stop talking. So sometimes this kind of thing happens for us, and we go with the flow. So we kind of think that, oh, maybe that's a subject that we shouldn't be discussing. So we kind of accept it and
I think it was 10:47.
It's not 10:19.
No.
My phone call from you was 10:19.
That's your
Yeah, but when we ended, it was 10:47.
Yeah, but we started at 10:19. I was at 10:18, 10:20. I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, we started, and then we got interrupted with the phone calls, and it was 10:47.
10:47.
Yeah.
If you add all those numbers up, it adds up to what? 12.
3.
7 plus 4 plus 1. 10:47. 1, 0, 4, 5 plus 7.
Mm.
I'm not the greatest mathematician, but I can count single numbers.
Yeah.
12. There are 12 years in our cycle,
Yeah.
Yes.
there
Yeah.
were 12 disciples, there were 12 tribes, there's 12 dimensions, there are 12 heavens.
Mm. 12 Chinese horoscope, 12 Western horoscopes.
12 is a big significant number.
What did you tell me?
A dozen is 12.
Well, think about it. Jesus had how many disciples?
Wow.
He had 12.
Mm.
When
Really?
you look at the Bible, when you look at all the tribes, there was 12 tribes from Jacob, the old prophet in the Old Testament.
Mhm.
Okay.
So 12 is quite a number, huh?
12 is a divine number.
Oh.
Because if you break down 12, 1 plus 2, you have what? 3.
3.
3 is what? Father,
Ascended
Son, Holy
Master.
Spirit. Unity, sacred master, ascended master.
When we were young, we look at 3,
Mhm.
see it as okay.
Okay. I like that. That's a good one.
So,
Never
so
know.
when you're doing math, it's 3, but outside is okay.
It's okay. Okay. I like that one. Oh, so any testimonies, anybody ways? Because this is kind of a short lesson. Yes, Anson.
I probably shouldn't have raised my hand yet, but so Mom and I have been talking about my roommate, the renter that I have for my place, and I have to tell myself that I'm actually very grateful that he's staying, because then he's also providing me with all the resources that I can be saving on, like groceries, utilities, and everything. But lately, ever since the second week, I've been tolerating all of his mess. And so I told myself, you know what? This is worth the amount of rent that he's giving me. It's not a big deal. I love the money that's coming in, and I love the way he is as a person. Just that I have to do extra work, and it's not a big deal for me. Until one day I came home and I went to the kitchen, and the first thing I saw was, I think there was just an explosion in there, because the amount of oil that he used to cook just made the whole kitchen as a mess. And I told myself, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have this guy living here. So I cleaned up, and it became messy the next day, so I decided not to clean every 2 weeks. Moving on, he started off someone as being clean, but he became more and more
Messy.
evident that it was actually very messy. My toilet was messy. The washing machine was dirty. For some reason, even though it's supposed to be clean, it's supposed to be cleaning. And then the dryer was just stained with all the black dots. But I told myself, you know what? It's fine. $700 is worth it. I have a lot of time anyway during the weekend, so I can clean it. And then just about 2.5 weeks ago, I called Mom, and I told, and all I could do was just rant nonstop. And my mom told me, okay, what do you actually want? And the first thing I said was, I just want him to get out of my place now. Right? It was the beginning of February too. And just now, about 2 hours ago, I came home before doing groceries, and there he was at the kitchen, and I just treated him as the way I treat everyone. I was like, hey Chris, how are you? And going on. And then the first thing he said was like, oh, by the way, I'm leaving by the end of this month.
Prayers answered. And you keep your friendship.
Yeah, and I was just behaving neutral regardless of what it is, right? And it was weird too, because last night he cooked something. I have no idea what he cooked. But as soon as I left my room at around 10:30 to grab a drink, the whole house smelled like as if the food was burnt, and I panicked. I thought he left a fire on or something. So I ran to the kitchen, and there was no food, and I was like, okay, this is really bad. It's obvious he cooked something, he burnt it, he threw it in the garbage bin, and he didn't care about the smell at all and just left it as is. So I was like, okay, I have actually had enough. So for the next 5-10 minutes, I was stomping around the house, cleaning everything up, leaving my candle overnight, having the kitchen window open. I think he knew I was pissed too. That's why he didn't leave his room for those 5 to 10 minutes. And then as soon as I left the door, closed my bedroom door, 10 minutes after is when then he had the courage to start walking around. But I think he noticed the amount of cleanup that I had to do.
Right.
And yeah, but after that, I told myself, you know what? It's fine. It's probably just a one-time incident. He will leave tomorrow. And then I got that news. So
that's a blessing. So now, what did you learn from this?
To not burn food, to not use excess oil. Okay, in a more serious sense, it's more reflective of how I guess I was when I was living as a tenant back then. Maybe not to his extent of uncleanliness, but just a reminder that if I were to go to someone else's place, then I should definitely be more cautious of how I clean things up, and especially the kitchen mess, because I know I am at some ways and somehow am guilty of that too. Just that the landlord let me off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, it's like a reflection of myself in a way.
And it also taught you, and the biggest thing I kept hearing you say over and over and over, I stayed neutral, I stayed in love,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't lose your cool, even though you were pissed.
Although at one point in time yesterday when I was clearing the garbage, I actually banged the front door. That was a one-off, but yeah, not doing that again.
Yeah, but you learned, don't do that. That doesn't serve me.
Yeah, I know.
Also, it teaches you the law of attraction to kind of say, you know what? I kind of thought this person one way, but now I know different. But then intuitively, I already kind of knew he was a messy guy, realistically. And sometimes we kind of turn the other cheek, if you will.
Yeah.
Because they're our friends and we want to show them compassion. And nothing wrong with that, nothing at all. But then you learn, okay, I'd rather be by myself.
For a while.
For a while. Or I'd rather have a companion relationship that's going to be here and not another guy who's messy.
I agree.
Right?
Wholeheartedly agree.
So it also teaches you love, joy, peace, long suffering, meekness, gentleness, goodness, and you learn to use the laws. Because you got to that vibration, he felt it, and all of a sudden, I gotta go.
That's
Mom,
probably it.
I want him out now. That's a prayer. That is actually a decree. Believe it or not, you're still in the vibration. Can you believe this? Even when you were at that state, you were still in the vibration of God? Say yes, Pastor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because you try not to be angry.
But it's still an emotion. We don't ever want you to we don't want you to stay in that place long, but we don't want you to ignore that emotion also, because emotions give you the range in the body. This does not feel good, but this also is not satisfying. So now, what as I as God can do to create something more enjoyable, more pleasant, not only for myself, but for that person? What would I like to experience out of this? How much can I tolerate? How much love can I give? How fast can I give without speaking the wrong words to separate us and terminating a friendship? He might have overheard the conversation. We don't know. Who cares? Prayer answered. But does that make sense?
Yes.
So even when you're in that place, God still loves you, does he not? Of course. God is all vibrations. Make sense? The secret is you didn't stay there long. That's the secret. You didn't stay there long.
I did my best to switch my mindset right away.
Absolutely.
I mean, I knew I was ranting for 5 minutes, but I told myself, okay, nothing more than 5 minutes. So I went all out for 5 minutes. You can ask mom. She
Really?
like that 5 minutes was just the noisiest 5 minutes I've ever been. After that, I was like, okay, I am done talking about it. I want to just go play my games with max volume. That's it, and that's all I did.
Here's the blessing in that. You decreed, I only want to rant for 5 minutes, and you did your 5 minutes, and it was over. You know how hard that is for people, because once they get on a rant, they're going to rant for days and days and days and days and days and days.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then people see you, oh my God, here comes Anson. He's going to talk about that roommate. Golly.
So I'm gonna tell myself, instead of talking about the negative roommate, I'm gonna be talking about the positive roommate I'd like to have.
Right. And you taught him something. Hey, I need to be more respectful of somebody else's property and things, especially when I'm in their place. That's why he bolted the doors. He didn't want that anger to overspill. So then he had to come out and see the results of, okay, hey, this guy really cares about his home. He's actually cleaning up behind me. He's not my servant or maid.
Oh, at one point in time, I felt like that, but I knew he was not like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. But at one point, when you start picking up behind people, that becomes an issue. That becomes a problem. Because now those things disturb your feng shui. They disturb your energy. They disturb the vibration. They disturb, when you walk in, it's what energy wins and who wants tension in their home.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you come from a work and it happened to be a hard day at work. Who wants to come home and have a hard day at home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With an uncooperative person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So does it mean that if we are in a situation that is about a relationship with so and so, does it mean that if we blast that person, that's it, right?
When you say blast, define blast. I have a version of blast.
Yeah, just like this tenant that he has, I actually just tell Anson, I said, yeah, just just bless him so he get another place to go to.
Nothing wrong with speaking your truth. As long there are ways to say those things in love and still get your point across.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that, chase him out, or evict him or something like that, right? But I just say, yeah, bless him so he find another place and he will go.
Bless him. Oh, bless him, bless him. I thought you said blast him.
Oh no.
Like boom, like blast him, like oh.
I would do this.
I apologize. That is my bad. That was on me. Absolutely bless him. Forgive me. Had a moment. But yes, I wanted to blast him when he told me the story, honestly. Because I don't believe in turn the other cheek. I don't believe in when stand your ground, you turn the other cheek. I don't believe in that. Because people tend to have a tendency to walk over you and take advantage of you. And you're not to be walked over and take advantage of. You have a voice to speak your piece, but we speak it and learn it in a way to speak it in love to get the same point across. And people will get that point across. Anson did not say one word to him in terms of the misconduct, but the actions and the vibration said it all. How did he know not to come out of the room? He felt it.
Because I was stomping nonstop.
Stomping on the ground. Oh my God. And Anson never stomps. He never gets angry. I must have really ticked him off. So I'm going to stay here and be very quiet in my little space and not come out and confront the wrong that I did. See how that worked? What energy wins? So without saying a word, he got the point across. It was the physical action of this is not satisfying to me. So now I'm going to make what's satisfying to me. But notice he didn't stay there long. Each time he gets to that emotion, he don't stay there long. That is a master. You know how powerful that is? That is extremely powerful. So you really, 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 really must give yourself kudos for enduring that. And then get into that place of, okay, Mom, I need to vent. You understand. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, baby, what you want? I want him out of here now. Oh, by the way, we're leaving at the end of the week. Oh, gee whiz. It's Monday. He might be out of there by Wednesday. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he knows he has to go. That course of action has taken its course. Here's the blessing behind this. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe he values the friendship enough to say, you know what, let me leave before it is further not causing more damage and discontent.
He's not necessarily my friend, but I think I know his intentions is that he might as well leave early so that maybe he might be able to use me as a reference for future rents.
Correct. He got to be in good standing.
Mm.
In other words, you don't burn your bridges, and you don't crap where you lay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's very wise on his part, because he's smart enough to read that energy, where most would be stupid enough and rather have the confrontation, and then you have to evict them, because here in the States, if they stay in your house more than 30 days, you have to go to the courthouses to get them evicted.
Mm-hmm.
You see my point?
Yep.
Now you got a frenemy.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Yes.
You're doing an excellent job. And then look at how fast you created that scenario from the time you said I want him out to the time of, oh, by the way, I'm leaving at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
A month?
No, it's a few days.
Few days.
A few days?
Few days.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Mom, I want him out. When did he come tell you, hey, I'm leaving at the end of the week?
A few days after.
Few days.
Today is 24 already.
Few days after. Plant the seed.
By this weekend.
The sun and the water, nurture it, let it sprout, let it blossom. Then you get to pick the fruit. Oh, I'm leaving. Oh, good. Oh, it's the best fruit ever.
I didn't purpose. I did in my heart. I was jumping like a kid, but
Yeah.
in reality, I was like, "Oh, okay, you found a place. Good for you."
Play it cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The inner God is doing flips and break dancing and singing, all of that.
Yep.
Because you got your prayer answered. And you didn't have to have a confrontational talk or an uncomfortable or awkward or whatever, because who wants to have that talk and then all of a sudden there's the awkwardness there before the week is up.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants that, especially in your home.
That's right.
You're the only one who develops the energy in your home.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense? The power to do anything, before we get into our lesson real quick. The power to do anything. The power to be anything, the power to have anything, for the power to create is derived from the inner strength that is proceeded through unity. This is true of the relationship between you and your God. Just as it is remarkable, true of relationships between you and your fellow humans. Stop thinking of yourself as separate, and all the true power that comes from the inner strength of unity is yours, as you would, as a worldwide society and as an individual part of the whole. The wield is of wish, to wield as you wish. Yet remember this: Power comes from inner strength. Inner strength without unity is a lie that has not served the race, but that has never the legs deeply embedded itself in your race consciousness. For you think that the inner strength comes from individuality and from separateness, and that is simply not so. Separation from God and each other is the cause of all your dysfunction and suffering. Still, separation continues to masquerade as strength, and your politics, your economics, even your religious have persuaded or perpetrated the lie. This lie is the genesis of all wars and all class struggles that lead to war, and all animosity between races and gender, and all the power struggles and the internal struggles that lead to tribulation. Now I tell you this: know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. There is no separation, not from each other, not from God or anything that is. Act as if you were separated from nothing and no one, and you will heal your world tomorrow. You will heal yourself immediately. Understand that is about power without the pour over, not power over. So I just want to share that with you because we're ending this chapter. We're going to lesson 8, part 6, as we close this one. So we entitled it, It's Now Up to You. And it's kind of self-explanatory, and it's very, very, really kind of not even really a lesson, but more of a, what have you learned, kind of a recap thing. Does that make sense? So you're recapping everything that we went over in this second portion as we continue on, because there's a lot more lessons to learn after this one. Now, after we learn these lessons, we're going to get some real fun stuff. What is it, Pastor? We're going to learn how to do miracles. So we're going to have a class or a course in miracles. You're already doing the miracles, but we're going to do.
Pastor,
Yes, Melissa.
you didn't teach us earlier. Of course.
I only gave you.
Can you do now?
I gave you a tidbit earlier. Remember the first. I think the first 12 pages we discussed miracles, but we never got into the in-depthness of it. We only talked about it.
Mm.
Remember?
Yeah.
We didn't go into whole detail about it. We started off with it, and then we kind of got into the lesson because we want to come back to that and then show you the more in-depthness of it.
Mm.
Because there's a whole lot there. There's some good stuff. Some of it you will hear again in these lessons, but a lot of it you'll go, oh, I haven't heard that before. Or I heard it a certain way. Buddha said it this way. Allah said it this way. Muhammad said it this way. Jehovah said it this way. Everybody had their version, but we'll show you how the miracles are done, which most of you already know. But as you begin to teach others, you get more comfortable with being a deliberate creator. That make sense?
Yes.
So it took 3 days, but in reality, the 5 minutes held the 3 days. Does that make sense? The 5 minutes of ranting held it for 3 days. Not that it was not justified, but let's say that we didn't rant for 5 minutes and we just decreed, I want him out now. Do you think he would have said it earlier? Maybe, maybe not. But if we always talk about the law of attraction and resistance, why did it take the 3 days? Some of you have had things happen less than 24 hours, have you not?
Yes.
Some have happened within 12 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours, instantaneously. And we're not saying that that is bad, or we're not saying that at all. We're just showing you a different way of thinking of things. We're not saying that he's not justified, because he's absolutely justified. But let's say the possibility of, let me not rant and let me just decree, hey, Mom, I want this guy out of here. Okay, baby. We'll put him out.
Throw him out. Throw him out.
No, I guess I need to give him the space because obviously he needs it. So I let him blah 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 for 5 minutes. And
Absolutely.
and then finally I asked him, what do you want? I want you now. I said, yeah, okay, you getting it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing, and hear me well, nothing wrong with that venting for 5 minutes, because he's a master and he knows how to catch that thought and turn it around. Anybody else, we'd have had a whole talk about this. We'd have had another lesson.
But for me, I also understand that there's frustration, right?
Absolutely.
And like I said, when you're in a negative situation, it definitely clarify what you want in the positive.
Can you say that again? That is perfect. It really does. It really puts you in the position of, what do I want and why do I want it? And you see it crystal clear because of what you're experiencing. Satisfying, not satisfying.
Yes. Yes.
And when it's not satisfying, not satisfying, not satisfying, not satisfying, you find out really quick what you really want and why you want it.
Yes.
Yeah. But I also understand that he needs to let out something.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. We all vent in our own way. Some people dance, some people cry. He could, watch this, he could have easily went and shot his bow and arrow to relieve the same stress.
Not at the person though.
Somebody.
I picture his head. I'm just kidding. No. We don't wish harm on any. We're just, but people dance.
Yeah.
People take walks. People go do martial arts. They go boxing. Some people, I know people that just go, and they're okay.
Yep.
You just got to get it out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
One thing we don't want you to do is be robots. We're not robots. We're here to, one, experience life, but experience to the fullest. And once those things come in, it helps us be better creators of what we want and why we want to. And the whole time I love him because he stayed in neutrality. He stayed in love. He was way more than patient. The average person would have been like, okay, look here. This right here ain't happening. You're a grown man. This is how my standards are. This is the rules of the house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then if we have to talk again, now I tell you what, now it's time for you to go. And some people are like that. And I can say that in love, but at the end of the day, I'm going to stand my ground because I'm doing a service for you. You're not doing a service for me. Even though there's a monetary involvement, I really don't need your monetary. I really don't, because I'm already independent of my responsibilities without you.
True.
This is just to help you feel better about yourself so you don't feel like a freeloader.
Yes. True.
Because all the money he got, think about it, all the money he got, he had to take in cleaning and go clean up all that oil. Soap, sponges, degreaser. And if it was splatter everywhere, oh my goodness.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
And
Welcome to being a homeowner. What'd you say, Lily?
and the speed.
The spits of ranting for 5 minutes.
And now you learned another rule as a homeowner. I have to be very wise about who I bring into my home.
Mm.
And if I do bring a person into my home, I will approach and do this thing differently. Because just letting them in with no rules is a mistake.
Mm.
Because if they don't know your boundaries, if they don't know the things that you like in your home, and they start crossing those boundaries, now there's tension.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing that we don't want to do, is have 1, separation, 2, judgment, 3, fall out of love. Make sense? Because now we build those types of web of relationship, and now there's no putting of anything into that person, and there's no receiving from that person. So now nothing gets done. Nothing gets learned. Make sense? Okay. All right, beloved and holy ascended masters, I come forth to join you, not from a place apart where you are, but from a place which you eternally joined as one mind, one heart, one truth, one creation, one love. I come forth then to abide with you from the place in which you dwell eternally. I come forth to abide you because I love you. I come forth to abide with you because you are as I am, the thought of unconditional love and wisdom and form. We come now to the conclusion of the way of transformation, that way which allows the perception of the mind to be transformed from the illusion to reality, from fear to love. That way is the way in which you come to the brink or the edge of the kingdom of heaven, in which you are finally ready to use the power of the mind to declare only what is true, and what is true is unshakable forever. At no time has a single illusion that has stolen across the vast expanse of your being ever changed the truth that is true always. The truth that is true always is you are good, holy, and beautiful, because that is the essence of your being, because that's how you were created. That is the image and the likeness of God. Okay? The declaration of that truth is the essence of the words that I too once had need of speaking. I and my Father are one. I, as a ray of light, am one with that source of light from which all things spring forth. I, as a drop of water, am one with the ocean from all which sources arise. Have you ever heard Buddha say that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Interesting how Christ says it also.
Mm.
All the masters in their own way say this. He just happened to say it first, 5,000 years before.
Mm.
Make sense? Just a history lesson. I am that one that sent forth from divine mystery to bring forth the second coming of the good, the holy, and the beautiful, to reflect in time and form that which is timeless and formless. That which I have referred to as Abba or Father, the creative source, source creator, Jehovah, God, Spirit, Holy Spirit, Buddha, Jesus, Allah. There's many names talking about the same one God. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That births all things and has an immediate and direct relationship with all of creation. That truth is true about you. It has been, in fact, the only thing that has ever been true. And at each moment, the power of the mind allows it to remember the truth if you will choose the truth. And the truth will make you free. Very simple, right? So it's now up to you. What is now up to you? What is now up to you?
Our creation.
I didn't put any questions purposely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want you to kind of quickly recap on what we discussed on the way of transformation. The first one we did was when I did the miracles and we went into the teaching, that was the way of the heart. That's when we practiced the unconditional love. Now we're ending the way of transformation, where we took you from ego to love, from fear to love, if you will, from dark to light, however you want. Not that you were there, but now that you have a better understanding of how it works. So as we go into the next lesson, it will be the way of knowing. So there's 3: the way of the heart, the way of transformation, and the way of knowing, which will be the last one. and then we'll go into miracles, if you like, or we can go whichever you want to go with. That makes sense. So now it's up to you. I've kind of let the cat out of the bag. Kind of gave you the answer already.
It's up to you to be whether you want to be God or not.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you have told us, you've been telling us, you big G, small G, tiny G, whatever G, and then
Greater is He who is in me. Me and my Father are one.
so
No
we now
separation.
this power, and then and then it comes with the responsibility. So whether we want to take that on, and like you say, and have fun in doing it,
Absolutely.
and watch it flower.
And when it flowers, it's beautiful. When He says, I'm leaving at the end of the week, it was like a beautiful song that had never been sung on planet Earth before in His spirit. And His spirit did the happy dance.
Yes.
I think after talking to him, he went to his room. Anson went to his room, locked his door, and
Yeah. Yes. He might have went to the wall and went, yes. So he could hear it.
No, I just plopped on my bed, and the first thing I said was, "It's all over."
Thank you. Relief. That's the blessing. Easy. So it's up to you to choose if you decide to be God or not. It really is. So now when we get into the next lesson for next week, it will be choosing to be the truth. Ooh. That'll be interesting. And the truth, remember, notice we ended in this thing telling you truth. What truth? The truth that is always good, holy, and beautiful. Truth is you are God. Little g, big G, whatever. Great is He, whatever. Acknowledge that, and that is the truth that will set you free. Also acknowledge everyone else as God. Make sense? Now, easier to go out and deal with other people when now it's up to you. When you go, oh, there's God acting out. Oh, there's God over there pretending to be a bum. Oh, there's God over there having road rage. Then I can send that person love. I can bless that person under the bridge. I can bless my roommate on his way out that he won't be messy on the next place he goes. Or bless him where he'll have his own home and understand the responsibilities of taking care of the home. Or when the buyer said, hey, we're going to buy, and Palm Springs went, yay. And Melissa did the happy dance. 10 months. But we were all in it for 10 months. How many of us was in Palm Springs without ever going there?
It's true, Pastor. Yeah.
All of y'all were there.
Yeah, that's true.
How many of y'all prayed for Palm Springs?
oh yeah, we all did.
Yes.
You was in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
You was in Palm Springs. Your spirit was there because you prayed there. Make sense? You're going to send your energy there, and that energy is going to be there forevermore. Until another dominating energy comes in or loving energy comes in and adds on to that energy. Melissa made a statement to me that the neighborhood was improving. And then what she did was blessed it on the way out to raise their economy in that area. Because now the property value is up. Now you can take pride in, wow, our home is of value now, when it was already a value, but now we can really understand the value, because everybody told her too high.
Mm.
And she still sold it, whether it was too high or not. She still sold it.
So what happened was, okay, I make the offer to the lady.
Mhm.
Okay, they wanted to buy it. I know that she doesn't have the down payment and everything, and the closing costs. So and she wasn't qualified to buy the house using the government program.
Mhm.
So I offer her and get the seller to be the government to finance to finance the down payment and the closing costs. Okay.
Wow.
And okay, so immediately on Friday evening, I sent her the offer for her to e-sign. And up to today, I still haven't got it back.
You will.
Okay, I call her today. Okay, I called her today. She said, "Oh, I'm going to get back to you," but she never did. She has not. So I'm going to call her again tomorrow. Now, the good thing is this, Pastor. On Sunday, somebody called me because he went to see the property and he wants to buy it.
Mhm.
Okay, and he said, "Oh, I'm not. He's not ready because he needs to file his taxes, and all that." He said he may be ready in between 7 to 14 days.
Mhm.
So he said if the property is still available in March, he would like to buy it. Okay, and this guy is a broker.
Mhm.
He's a real estate broker. So I was thinking, oh man, this lady, I offer it to her and then she has not get back to me, and now this guy is offering, he likes the house,
Mhm.
so I was thinking which one come first, right? So that's why I'm still here. I'm still let it to the I just surrender and see who comes first.
Absolutely. And then you're a good salesman because then you could tell her, hey, look, I got another buyer. So he's willing to make me an offer to close. So I need you to sign these papers and send them back over to me. Or if not, I have to go with him.
Yeah, exactly. I got to move on.
You got to move on. Hey, business is business. Ain't nothing personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have people hold you hostage based on, okay, you either
This is
got it or
the
you
thing,
don't got it.
Pastor. This is the thing. When somebody offer you like 20,000, like opportunity that you don't have to pay back, why don't anybody jump to it?
Fear,
Yeah.
fear.
They worry, they're not sure about your honesty. So it's
I
okay.
I put it in the offer. What else
Yeah.
can it be?
People always think it's too good to be true.
You see?
What's the
So,
catch?
well,
People always think there's a catch.
yeah. So,
I could be wrong.
yeah. So she may be skeptical, but the opportunity is for her. If she don't grab it, she's gonna lose it.
Oh, well, that's her fault.
Yeah.
You snooze, you lose.
Mhm.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say.
Yeah. It was like I said, this is 20 grand. 20 grand. That's something that you don't
Wow.
have.
That's a blessing. Huge.
Yeah.
That's not little money either.
Yeah.
That's money.
And I told her, I said, because I have to slash my commission to the very minimum.
Wow.
I said, to give you this.
Right.
I was thinking that she's going to grab it right away, but she was like, I cannot pay the monthly payment. Oh my God.
I'd call that other dude, hey, what you got?
Call another dude.
Yeah, let's go. What you got? Business is business is business is business. It's not personal.
Yeah.
They either got it or they don't. At the end of the day, you got to take care of Melissa. You got to take care of your financial responsibilities. You got to maintain good standing with your job, and there's things in place.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that comes with the territory of being in sales.
Mm.
So the next phone call, if I was you, when I was in recruiting, next call, hey, I'll tell you what, I got a buyer. I need you to sign by end of the day, or I have to close this off and go with him.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if they can't pay it, if they're fearful, if this person is offered all of that and they're still fearful of the payment,
Mhm.
move on.
Mhm.
You'll be sitting there waiting for another 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Oh, Melissa, she'll wait. She's patient.
Mhm.
No, but right now, Melissa, are you seeing the sequence is that the universe is sending you people already.
All the people. That was going to be my next point. Look at all the buyers that are lining up now coming to buy the property.
Mhm.
Now it's starting to look good. The energy feels good. It's starting to get cleaned up.
Mhm.
Graffiti's getting off the wall. Grass is growing.
Mhm.
Neighbors getting more pride.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the numbers are getting better and better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the blessing. So now you went from shouting at the seed to now I have so many options, which is great because that's what we wanted in terms of selling the house. We want qualified buyers. And the thing is, let me be quite frank with you. We want buyers where you don't have to cut your slashes or your commission because that's not fair to you.
Mhm.
The universe, God, has the absolute best for you.
Mhm.
And that, I mean, that's a blessing for you to be that way. But if it's owed to you, let it be owed to you. That's only fair.
Mhm.
Now we're not saying what to do with your money. That's just us.
Mhm.
God will bless you. We promise you that. He's already blessed you. Look at the blessing that he's bestowed on this person and look at the fear. We're giving you $20,000. This, and they, oh, I got to think about it. Oh, if the mortgage is too high. So if you tell them 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, that mortgage is still going to be too high. And then if the mortgage is not going to be too high, what's the note on the water bill? What's the note on the gas? How much is it? It will be something.
Mhm.
Fearful.
Mhm.
Fearful, man. People don't like to trust God and they don't like to trust the process.
Mhm.
They want everything given to them easily.
Mhm.
Yeah. So no.
And get your money. You can't move to UCLA by slashing prices.
It's true. It's true.
It is business. When I was in recruiting duty, that's what I had to do. And I had to deal with teenagers, 17, 18, that were very inconsistent, that always wanted to change their mind.
Mm.
One minute I want to go, next minute I want to go, and we as salespeople really don't control the sales because they're influenced by the people around them.
Mhm.
What mom says, what dad says, what grandma says, what brother says, what girlfriend says, what best friend says, what the teacher said, what my pastor said. I got all these people against, hey, join the Navy because it's the best thing for you. And they're going, am I going to go to war? Am I going to die? Am I going to get shot at? Am I going to get the shower? Do you guys eat out of the cans?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised at the questions I get. Do you guys stay out there for months at a time? All of that
Wow.
out of fear.
Mhm.
Fear of the unknown because they never experienced it. They've never seen it. They've never touched it.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yep.
All right. Questions, comments, concerns?
No.
We all good?
Yes,
Thank
yeah.
you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. We actually stretched that lesson pretty good, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. I love you all. Appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Have a
Yeah.
blessed evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.